The producers of Harvesting Happiness podcast proudly present Positively Contagious, the mental health survival kit for the COVID-19 pandemic. Positively Contagious with Lisa Cypers Kamen and Andrea Mengele features tips and tools for staying sane and emotionally fit while sheltering in place. Give us 9 minutes or less, and we'll give you smart and simple strategies for your well-being. Welcome to Positively Contagious. These are the sweet and short mini episodes that Harvesting Happiness has created. This is Lisa Cypers Kamen, and I am so pleased and excited to bring producer Andrea Mengele into the light. She's been producing the show for years, and Andrea and I have been talking about how we have been managing ourselves and our lives through COVID-19. Andrea, so glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here too. Thank you so much.
Oh, let's talk about managing fear and anxiety. One of the goals that we have with this little mini series is to give you short and sweet information with strategies and useful tips how to keep your mind, body, spirit, and emotions uplifted and solid as we go through this health crisis, which will pass. So, Andrea, talk a little bit about managing fear and anxiety in your household.
Well, I'll tell you, some of the things that we've been doing here at home is incorporating more yoga into our day. I have two children at home. One is 8, one is 16, and they each perceive this very differently. And making sure that we are breathing properly and getting time outdoors. We are not restricted to being outside. We just need to be mindful of how close we're getting to other people. So that has been very, very helpful for our family.
So getting really clear about what social distancing means, that it's not about locking yourself up in your house. It's about being mindful and careful of how you go out and engage in the world.
Exactly. We've been taking walks around our neighborhood and just slowing down, really paying attention to things that we might normally blast on by throughout a busy day.
I can tell you in our house, we are taking care of a 95-year-old aunt with a lot of chronic illnesses. And so our goal is to keep the cooties away from her. So the fear and anxiety for us has been, how do we get what we need for her care, such as her medications, making sure that we get the right food in the house so she stays healthy and her immune system is not further compromised. So the fear and anxiety for us is really about managing our monkey minds.
Yes, indeed. And we're actually a little bit along those lines as well. Fortunately, our elders are all in excellent care and those facilities are on lockdown, but we do have one member of our household who has a mildly compromised immune system. So we've been taking extra care and wiping down items that come in from the grocery store, for example.
Wow.
Going over those railings and those door handles, and when something comes out of a package, if we've had something delivered, just taking an extra moment and giving that a good wipe down, just to make sure that there's nothing on there, because this virus has been shown to live on surfaces a little longer than we originally thought.
So you're going a little ultra, like part of how you manage and give comfort to yourself and your family members is taking that little extra step.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's a really, really good tip. And knowing that you can make antibacterial, either the gel or a solution. If you go to the CDC website, they give you 3 different recipes for a concoction that will kill this virus using very basic and available ingredients like alcohol or vinegar and bleach. So the managing of fear and anxiety, I want to just also talk about sort of the mindset of recognizing that, like Houston, there is a problem. Like, let's not ignore the fact that this is real, that it can be deadly, that most probably it will not harm us. 80% of us that do come in contact with it or get it will heal nicely within a 2-week period, that this is a virus and it behaves like other viruses and common colds, except that it has the ability to embed deeply in our lungs, and that's where the problem really lives. But managing that fear and anxiety, saying that statistically, if we take care of ourselves and do the things that are recommended to us, we are going to be okay. So sort of employing reason and logic and accountability and good choices into the equation.
Yes, yes. And that for me makes me feel more empowered. And
me too.
And that's key in managing the anxiety.
Yeah. Yep. We have family members who are quarantined in New York City right now and in the Bay Area. My kids are in the Bay Area at school, and they have been quarantined for the past several days. And their attitude is to make it more of an adventure. So their mindset is one of curiosity at the whole thing. And how do they stock up their cupboards and their fridges? And, you know, I hear funny stories about their midnight hunts for chicken, which we'll talk about in another mini episode about logical provisioning. But I think this mindset really, really is important. You know, false expectations appearing real is an acronym for fear. And I think that many of us are in this hysterical place when in fact, if we learn this skill of the only thing that is a guarantee is temporary, like all of this will pass at some point.
Yes, yes. This will all come to pass, and we will find the new normal.
Well, Andrea, thanks for hanging out with me on this little mini episode of Positively Contagious, where we're hoping to pay it forward with solid tips that bring a little bit more joy and contentment in your life, even in the midst of a crisis. We're not minimizing the reality of what is. We're not being Pollyanna. We're hoping to provide tips and support where they are needed. Thanks for joining us on this special episode of Positively Contagious. This is Lisa Cypers Kamen and producer Andrea Mangeli signing off for now. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive. Don't forget to tune in for our regular Consciously Prepared Brain Food on Harvesting Happiness, wherever you get your podcasts. To learn more about Harvesting Happiness consulting services, please visit harvestinghappiness.com. Get social with us on Facebook at Harvesting Happiness, on Twitter at HH Talk Radio, and on Instagram at HH_Talk Radio.